Hey everybody, it is Professor Parish, and we are on week 5, if you can believe it, of English 109. We are over a fourth of the way through class. Crazy. So what I want to do in this video is just talk about the assignments that are due this coming week. I'm recording this on Sunday night, so week 4 assignments are due by Sunday night, 11:55 p.m. But let's go to assignments and see what is due this week. So as I've said in previous videos, don't just rely on this box right here, because as you can see, even though for week 4 we had 3 assignments that were due. So yeah, this box, not the most reliable. So for week 5 coming up, what we have are 3 assignments for the week. As far as reading goes, in your textbook, you don't have any reading assignments. Yay! So there are 3 assignments due this week. The one assignment due on Friday is your week 5 discussion forum, and I'm going to open this up here so that you can see that, what week 5 looks like. Week 5, we are finishing up cause and effect. So for this assignment, what you're going to do is actually you are going to upload your cause and effect paper. So it's due, your cause and effect paper is due by Sunday, but this is going to give you one more chance to get some peer feedback. So just make sure that you upload it. How you do that is you'll go here to add a post. I don't want you to copy and paste your paper. All right, I want you to upload it as a file to your discussion forum. So I'll show you how to do that. So if I go here to add post, and I'm gonna have to get back into teacher mode to do this. I'll show you all what that looks like. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to add post, and then you can label your post or paper, whatever. In the subject or in the post itself, you can discuss what your topic of your paper was, like what did you focus on, things like that. This whole week's discussion forum is just to give you a chance to get some final feedback from your peers before you submit your paper. Or if you're really confident in your paper, then it's just to share it with your peers and they can talk to you about what they thought. So what I'm going to do is you have 2 options. You can either choose front file or do from your computer. Now if you click this blue button, it's going to ask you to choose from the files you've already saved to your English 109 class online, but most of you probably haven't saved your draft on here, so don't do that one. Do the from my computer button. Click from my computer. It's going to ask you to choose a file, and then it's going to let me choose whichever file I want. So if I want to choose like this file here, I'm going to click open. It's showing the file that I picked. I'm going to click this add button. And then as you can see, there's the file itself. That's the file that I've selected. Now, I can either keep that file, or if I've accidentally picked the wrong one, I can press this trash can. And if I choose trash can, it's going to say, are you sure you want to delete it? And then I can start again. But I want you to attach the paper like this. That way I can download the file and actually check out your paper, and that will let your peers do the same. So that's the post, that's the forum this week. So what you're going to do is basically upload your paper to the discussion forum. I would advise you to do this as early as you can, because that way it's going to give your classmates more time to look at your paper. And then what I'm going to do is just review the papers and just make sure that nothing seems out of the ordinary. And so by Sunday, you'll be able to therefore turn in your papers, and hopefully those will all be on time. So that's the goal this week, is just to look at your papers. I would encourage you to submit early to this discussion forum so I get a chance to look at your paper early. But that way by Sunday, if there's any big mistakes, you'll have time to go back before you submit the final draft. So that's the discussion forum for this week. And then as far as the actual other assignments for the class goes, you've only got 2. One is turning in your paper, and it's due by Sunday the 20th at 11:55 p.m., the final draft. And then the other assignment is the textbook activity number 3. And so that activity, if I click on this file here and download it, this assignment is mainly just on pages 55 to 57. This assignment's super easy, but it has very specific instructions, so please pay attention to what I'm going to tell you here. You have 4 pieces of information here. One of them is the point, and one of them is the support. So last week, your textbook activity was you identifying the points of a passage and then discussing what the supporting details were, right? So this is taking it one step further. Now I'm asking you to identify which of these 4 sentences is the main point and what are the 3 other supporting details. So of these 4, for number 1, only one of them will have a P beside it. The other 3 lines will have an S. Please make sure you get that right. I cannot tell you how many students have missed questions on this assignment because they've put more than one P. There's only one. There can be only one, as they say in Highlander. 1 point of these 4, and the other 3 are S's. Make sure you get that part right. So you're just going to do that for these selection of sentences here. And then in part 2, you're going to read the passages on pages 58 and 59 and mark which one is lacking the supporting details needed. So passage 1, for example, is my brother-in-law is a workaholic, and there's going to be 2 little passages. Which of these passages, A or B, has the least detail and needs more supporting evidence? So you're going to just mark that for those 5, and that's the assignment. It's a pretty straightforward textbook assignment, but I wanted to do this one this week, not only to test you all in how closely you can follow directions, but also to make sure that we understand the difference between points and supporting details, because it's pretty important when you're constructing a paper that you understand what differentiates those 2. So that's the textbook activity this week. And then your paper 3, or paper 1, sorry, that's textbook activity number 3, and then your paper number 1, cause and effect, is due by Sunday. And I would wait to turn in your final paper until either Sunday night or until you've had at least myself and some peers look at your paper. So that way, if we see any grammar errors, anything like that, we can make note of them and send those back to you. I will say this about the discussion forum. There's no such thing as a bad critique. Obviously, you don't want to tell somebody that they're not a good writer. That's not nice. And I can't believe I've had to tell students that before. But what you want to do is you want to support your fellow classmates. So one of the worst things you could do is say, "It looks great." And that's it. Because no matter what writing there is, there's always something you can improve upon. Even if it's something as simple as grammar, as making sure that the introduction has enough information, making sure the conclusion has closure. I mean, there's always something you can edit and improve upon in your writing. So you can be very nice, and I encourage you be nice when you're critiquing your fellow peers' papers, but give them feedback. Like if there's something good, tell them exactly what that is. Like don't just say, "Oh, your paper was good." Be like, "Hey, your introduction was really solid. There was a lot of information that introduced your topic and it blended really well into your other paragraphs." You can tell them how the grammar was. You can say, "Hey," and if you notice that the person hasn't cited their research, you're like, "Hey, I noticed you brought up this magazine, but you don't cite it at the end. You should put that in there." That's something that you can critique them on and give them feedback for. So that's just what I'm expecting out of your responses in the discussion forum. Obviously, your posts can be something as simple as, "This is my paper topic," and you've got your paper attached. The responses, though, you're only responding to 2 peers, so I want you to make those 2 good responses. Like, give them feedback. Let them know what works with their paper and what could be improved upon. And that's all I'm asking. But those are the assignments for this week. And then I'm excited to finally see paper 1 come together, to see what you guys have written. I'm really excited to see how that's taken shape over the last few weeks. If you have questions going into this week, please make sure to let me know, especially regarding the discussion forum, regarding your papers. Please let me know through email if you have any questions. But otherwise, that's all we have for this week. So I'm excited to see your papers, especially in the discussion forum. I'm excited for your peers to read your papers. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know. But otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you all again soon. Bye.